Jones is the winner of our A feature. Boy, we've had great racing at the front of the pack at all of our A features tonight.
Absolutely. Again, it's the last night of racing, the finale. A lot of points on the line tonight, going for the points championship. And again, congratulations going out to Gary Jones Sr., I80 Speedway's
Boy, 17 years of racing, and you see the excitement he still has, pounding his fist on his car, waving to his fans and family. Great to see great racing action here in the Grand National A. Our next race will belong to the ARCA late models, the A feature. And earlier today, Kevin had a chance to talk to one of the featured racers here at I80, Leon Zeitner.
Racing tonight in the late models, Leon Zeitner, who's currently 4th in the point standings. Leon, looks like it's been a pretty decent season so far.
Yeah, we've had a pretty decent year. We've had a few, one motor failure, got upside down once, and some other little problems, but we hope to be a lot higher at the end of the year, but I think the best we can probably do tonight is 3rd. We got to pass Tom Sabota. I think we're 35 points behind him, but we're just going to go out and do what we've done all year, just race and see what happens.
Talk a little bit about the field tonight. You said you've got to catch up with Tom Sabota to get into 3rd place. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to see in the late model race tonight.
Well, there's a real hot contested point battle between Johnny Jett and Ed Kaziski. I think they're maybe 60 or 70 points behind. Last year when we was going into the final night, John Schwartz was 60 points ahead of me. And when it all done, said, and over with, he was 5 points ahead. So it's just one of them deals. You could see a new champion here tonight. Jett might get his title back on top, and Ed might hold off. It's going to be a good race tonight in every class, I believe.
Now, we've got some wind and some heat out here tonight. Is that going to have any effect on the track conditions?
Well, I think by the time feature time rolls around, this thing's going to be black from top to bottom, and whoever gets it dialed in the best for the dry slick conditions that we're going to have, I don't think you're going to see a cushion here tonight. I think by the time features roll out, it's going to be up against the fence and pretty much dry slick from top to bottom.
Now, you're, of course, 4th in the point standings. Talk a little bit in detail about your season so far. Tell us a little bit about the flip that you had here at I80 Speedway. Hopefully, we won't see another one of those tonight.
That's the 3rd time I've done something like that, and I really don't care to do that anymore. We just got in a little too high in the back end, hit the guardrail, and then the front end come around, and it rolled up on the guardrail, and I thought everything was going to be fine, but then it caught a pole in the catch bench and flipped it over on its roof, and that was probably the most exciting thing that happened this year, but that's getting to be kind of old. 3rd time, I hope that's over with.
3rd time's a charm on that. So, Leon Zeitner running tonight in the late models. Good luck to you, Leon. Have a good game, have a good race, and we'll talk to you again if you win.
All righty. Thank you guys for coming out. I think it's, you're coming out here and broadcasting some races from what I feel is probably the best racetrack within a 700-mile radius of this area, and you're going to see some real good races tonight.
Well, Leon, thanks a lot and good luck.
Yep.
Leon Zeitner in the Hooters 62 car out of La Vista, Nebraska. He's a real favorite around here, one of the best drivers they have. Appreciate the compliments.
Absolutely.
It's great to see guys like him out there on the track, too. A lot of great racers that we'll see in our late model A feature. He already gave you some of the folks that you'll see tonight. Johnny Sadoff, we saw him earlier on.
Right. And the modified
Tom Swoboda. There's our starting grid. In row number 1, Kyle Burke in the 14 car. Leon Zeitner, the outside row 1 in the Hooters 62. Johnny Sadoff, that familiar 96, and Mel Zeitner in the 26 car, row 2. Row number 3, Jason Friesen and Alan Zeitner in the 76 car. Row 4, John Anderson, the 21X, and Ed Kosiski in the familiar blue car 35. Row 5, Tom Swoboda, 16. Watch for him, and Mike Nanfito in the 21. Row number 6, Dale Zeitner. A lot of Zeitners in there tonight. Jay Cooper in the 50J, row number 6. Row 7, Mark Wyman and Greg Larson, 42 and 64. Row number 8, Bill Layton in the 60X and Jerry Wansowitz in the 63. We saw him earlier. The row 9, Jim Merchant in the 11 car and Brett LaFollette, the 23. Row number 10, Jerry Bursch in the 66 and the 1M car of Bill Monarek. 25 laps, late model A feature. The 14 car of Kyle Burke and the 62 car of Leon Zeitner. You'll see some of the best drivers that I80 Speedway has to offer in this one. They've got the green flag, and we're underway. A great start in the 14 car for Kyle Burke.
Kyle Burke just jetted out there.
Boy, he really took a high line, just missing that wall. Zeitner mentioned that in his conversation with Kevin Kugler. We get to this point in the night, and this track is maybe dry slick from top to bottom, but there are some loose marbles up there around the wall, and you got to be careful for those.
We saw Johnny the Jet Sadoff currently in second place earlier in the modified race, getting awfully close to the wall coming into turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, so he's running a high line and kind of risky at this time of the night.
He had that high line in that modified win. We already saw Johnny's had some success. He'd like to turn the double play tonight.
A lot of control needed to ride that high on the racetrack at this time of the night, and obviously these guys have got it.
Kyle Burke in the 14, a hefty lead. The 96 car of Johnny Sadoff and the Hooters 62 of Leon Zeitner. 1, 2, and 3. 3 abreast behind them. Kosiski in the 35 car making a move now, taking that low line. Look at Ed Kosiski making his way through the traffic. Burke, though, a commanding lead. Sadoff in second. Zeitner in third.
You know, with these late models, it doesn't take much to fall back. I mean, one little wrong turn, one little wrong slide, and there's the guy behind you is going to be right on top of you, just like Johnny the Jet Sadoff currently is doing, coming out of turn number 4.
One thing we haven't seen from these racers tonight is our leaders taking the same line. A lot of times we'll see a guy going low and another guy taking it high, just battling it out to see who's got the better skill at their chosen line. But in this race, we're seeing more and more drivers moving toward the outside. The only one that's been making a lot of moves here in the early part of the race is the 35 car of Ed Kosiski. Right. He's been taking that low line and he's been using it to his advantage.
This car seems to be handling down low versus everybody else seems to like the high line, riding what little cushion is left going into turns 1 and turns 3. But it gives you a great push when you run high coming out of those turns if you can just get the momentum.
Mel Zeitner challenging Leon Zeitner, the 26 and the 62 side by side, and Mel's got third place from Leon. Kosiski trying to slide in there too. Still 3 abreast in turn number 4. Kyle Burke, though, as we look at the front of the pack. Burke with the big lead, with Sadoff right behind 1 and 2, ahead of the rest of the field.
Looks like car number 76 of Alan Zeitner hit the wall going into turn 3, but still rolling out there. It looked like sort of a hard contact, so we'll watch out for him lately. He's been creeping up higher and higher, now taking a midline going through there this time. Probably a wise idea.
Leon Zeitner has now slid back into third place. Kosiski's in there. He wants to fight there for third, fourth, and fifth. Mel Zeitner was in third a moment ago, has slid back into 5th position. Fantastic start of this late Model A feature. Look at them fly around the track. The leaders have a lot of power and a lot of great racing action taking place behind them. There we are going into turn number 2, high side. The 14 car of Kyle Burke, the 96 of Johnny Sadoff, our modified winner. We've got one car spinning out into the infield.
Mike Manfito rather.
The 21 car of Mike
Gaining control and back up on the track, just throwing out a smoke screen for everybody else, it looks like.
Man alive, he went in there hard, made a quick U-turn, got back onto the track, and is back under power. But right behind him, if he looks in the rearview mirror, he'll see Kyle Burke in the 14 and Johnny the Jet Sadoff moving in there for second place. And now Sadoff taking a low line, trying to squeeze the lead away from Kyle Burke. Burke getting a little sideways. Sadoff right behind him, and Burke shuts the door and keeps the lead.
Like Johnny the Jet Sadoff's just getting a little peek right now, seeing where he can pass him and getting him ready to, see where his car controls the best coming out of which turns. Johnny the Jet not quite done with going after spot number 1.
Well, he raced like this in that modified. There they touch in turn number 3. Sadoff and Burke get together, both maintain control, and in the meantime, Ed Kosiski is starting to get some momentum, and he's challenging the 2 for the lead.
Right, the battle between the 2 front cars has given Ed a chance to catch up, and obviously now definitely threat to take over the number 1 spot.
What a fantastic late model race. We've got 3 cars battling for the lead, 3 cars battling for third, fourth, or for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Right now it's Burke in the lead. Ed Kosiski in the 35 car taking that low line around the I-80 track.